Kia ora guys, Bird here. Welcome to episode 7 of Thaumcraft 4 Addons. You can see that I'm standing behind a new construct here in the base. I went off camera for a bit and I've decided to upgrade our cactus farm. So now it has like almost 4 times as much of capacity for cactus as the previous farm did. The golem that was in the middle, the harvest golem, the bog standard guy, I think he can only go out 4 blocks, which is like 2 cactus lengths. But when you go ahead and buff them up to as high as you can, which is with the 2 water things and glasses, I believe, they can actually see an extra 4 blocks. So I'm able to put an extra 2 rows in here, which, you know, as I just said, almost quadruples the amount of output that you have. Now, because this is such a large area, I'm having to use 4 lamps of growth here, and because there's so much cactus growing here, I'm having to use 2 harvest golems. Now, even 2 harvest golems is probably not enough to actually keep up with the speed of this farm, so I may consider putting a 3rd in, but there isn't a whole lot of space left on the golem feta. I've got both of them bound to the same block. There might be enough space, but I'm not too sure about the hitbox on those guys. So it's pretty much the same setup in this farm as there was in the previous one. We have a gather golem on this side over here, picking up all of the cactus that gets put sort of on the ground by the harvest golems, and then this empty golem goes ahead, puts it in the magic mirror, and again sent over to the alchemy lab. Now because this is such a large farm, I've gone ahead and thrown in 2 harvest golems as well, which is why there are 4 golems running around. I originally had the first one and I noticed that he might not have been able to make it all the way. He's Thaumium as well with the 2 waters and glasses, and I decided I might as well go for broke and upgrade them as much as I can so they've got the top hat and bow tie on as well. So yeah, the system is pretty much up and running now. And I've also got some redstone controls over on this side, which is on the walkway that I have yet to properly complete here yet. We've got the sort of the pool storage of Addons, which is actually maxed out, isn't it? Yeah, kind of cool. So we've got 2 main controls. This left lever over here, you can actually see the redstone for it. It just goes up to the Essentia valve that's right here, and that just turns off the supply of Addons to the lamps of growth in case I just want to save my Addons and, you know, focus it somewhere else for something. That's awesome. And then I've also got this lever over here, which if we follow the redstone, just goes over to that golem feta, and it gets inverted here as well because it's inverted here to go up into the feta, so it's a double inversion. So turning the lever on will turn the feta on and disable the golems. Again, if you just want to cut off your supply of cactus to the base entirely, that's really nice. And you've also noticed by now that we've got these paving stones of warding around the entire structure. That's just to make sure that the guys don't wander anywhere that I don't want them to. I've noticed in the past having golems sort of without these, they do end up in some strange locations. So yeah, this is pretty much, as far as I'm concerned, a more end game cactus farm here in vanilla Thaumcraft. When I was originally designing the thing, I was intending on having a second layer of pretty much the same size, like slap bang on top of this. I don't think it's necessary now that I've got this system up and running, and you'll see why in just a little bit. So there are a few other changes to the base as well that I've done. If we head over into the alchemy lab, I've gone ahead and put the paving stones of warding up around the golem area of the lab as well. Oh, because there are 2 gather golems and 2 mirrors there, you can't link those 2 mirrors to 1 mirror here, so I've had to throw in a second mirror there so that the extra cactus can come in. We've got our cactus golem up there. I might upgrade him to a higher grade than wood. What's the higher grade after wood? I think it's iron, isn't it? Let's check in the Golemancy tab. Oh no, it's either clay or stone. I'll probably go up to a stone golem. Yeah, because I've noticed that when the cactus does come through, it surges a bit, and that guy's taken a while to work. But yeah, and this guy, I've pretty much got him on at all times. I've had to throw glasses on this guy so that he has enough range to put stuff inside this thing. And we haven't backed up on Alumine Tomb yet, so we are still providing the base with Addons. I guess once that happens, I need to find a way to... Probably what I'll just do is have a restricted tube out this side into a Peditio void tube, like right here or something. That could work. But yeah, that's pretty much what's going on there. And I've noticed that with the farm the way it is, it's about, actually, why isn't this working? Something's up here. We've got Perditios not going through. I wonder why. There must be something in here. Oh, it's Erba, I see. Right, okay, because I disabled the connection here. I need to do some more finagling around with the tubes just to make sure that this is going just fine, but that should speed that up now, because that should be able to go into this void tube, void jar. Who are you? What are you doing? Where are you trying to go, sir? I think he's just trying to put coal in here. Okay, so I've sorted the system out now. It should be running a little bit faster, and Elementum should be coming out now. Yeah, I decided to disable that because I noticed that this jar was kind of hoarding all the erba and not giving it out to the lamps of growth. So that's why I turned that off for a little bit. But that does seem to be hampering the system. I'll need to work on the Essentia tubage for that in a little bit. Another thing that I just added as well is because I noticed that I have a lot of storage of seeds, like a ridiculous amount of seeds stored up here. I wanted to sort of sort out a system where we're sending basically our excess seeds into this lava thing, and because I'm apparently enjoy chaos, I decided to put a window in so I can enjoy the burning of seeds for some reason. Anyway. Yeah, I need to work on the redstone a little bit more. It's not perfect. I think I need to rearrange the chests somehow so that the hoppers aren't pointing into the chests. Probably like a chest hopper is a system that I need to do for that. I think that might be the best way to do that. Just need to work around it a little bit as well. Another thing that I've done is put in some paving stones of warding around here because this gather golem here who's set to pick up seeds, he can actually see the seeds coming out of the item grate underneath that hopper. So I've put some warding on here so that he doesn't try and go that way. Oh, and that reminds me, I tracked a peck over there. You can kind of see that if you're on 720 or 1080p. I've got a peck right over by the crosshair. He spawned in probably in the magical forest and headed over there and I trapped him. Kind of a little bit cruel maybe. But yeah, just got these around here just to, you know, control those golems a little bit more, stop them falling off the edge, etc. And I think there's one other thing that I've done to the base as well. Oh, there's actually two other things now that I just saw. I've added some Essentia valves right here. I've been talking in the past episodes, and you guys have been hearing in the past episodes, that there's been some sort of sound issues, particularly with the infuser. You can definitely tell the sound cuts out, and the reason that I think that is because there's like some sort of cap on the number of sounds that can play in Minecraft. Let's say it's a generic number 8, right? So there's 8 sounds playing, and so and I noticed that when the infuser's going, the infuser itself is a source of sound, and each of the Essentias moving through the pipes to fill up the bottom tank can also potentially create sound as well. So for whatever infusion I'm doing, I'm going to close the valve of whatever it is so that that stops like Essentia flowing into the jar. And so that's just going to be manually controlled, which is also going to help with me sort of checking, do we have enough Essentia for this reaction, etc, and so on. So yeah, that's the new change there. I also put some redstone control on these, some of these bellows that are here as well, just so that they're not kind of taking up slots in the sound bay as well. There's actually a whole heap of extra bellows that I need to control. There's ones in the corners, there's 4 right there, 2 there, they're all over the place. I think I actually sorted these ones out. Yeah, there's a couple of bellows that are down there at my test area that I had back a way long time ago that I don't need anymore, actually. And the final thing that I've also done here off camera is I've sort of built kind of a mock-up, the first little testy area thing for our eventual sort of mana farms. We've got, so right here it's a 9x9. It's not completely filled out yet on Perditio. I still don't have enough Perditio seeds to fill that out, but you know, that's just an idea. Man, we're getting a pretty low frame rate at the moment. What the hell is up with that? I think it's just because we're like looking at the majority of the base right there. It's still a little bit off. Something's going on. Anyway, yeah, that's what's going on there. This isn't the final design with this. I need to get more magical forest set up to sort this out. But yeah, it's just a good idea to lay these things out. Man, I've done a lot of work off camera here. Apologies if you guys wanted to see a little bit more of this on camera, but we're into Season 2 of the LP here. Thaumcraft for Addons is what it's called, so I figured we might as well make this series exclusively about the Thaumcraft for Addons, so which just allows me to do a little bit more work off camera that I haven't really done on camera too much. I did make the cactus farm on camera, and all that good stuff. It's just nice for me to be able to make a decent amount of progress on stuff that way. Anyway, let's get back to Thaumic Tinkerer. You guys in the comments have been giving us a bunch of suggestions about things in the Thaumic Tinkerer tab. I noticed that you guys were saying that the gaseous tenebrae, a good use for this would be in multiplayer to prank your friends into thinking, why isn't this place lighting up? Nice sort of trick right there. And you guys have also been saying as well that the aspects, I forget what these things are called. I only just got a couple more since the last episode. The soul aspects, that's right. You guys have been saying that you can actually scan monsters to see what the aspects that they're made up of, or you can just take note of what soul aspects drop from a creature, and that's how you tell what they make. So there's actually a chicken around here. Let's go ahead and just check that that's on. Now they typically end up down here. Yeah, there we go. So let's go ahead and get our Thaumonomicon out. Or rather our Scans Stanotron. So he's got Ire, Bestia, and Volatus, though I think he actually drops different aspects from that. Right, so we got one Volatus and one Bestia, and the other one probably burned up. I did hear a burning sound there. I can't remember what it is. I think it might be Volatus or Bestia. But anyway, yeah, so you can just kind of take note of what they drop, and then you can use that for when we eventually get around to summoning some of these dudes with almost demonic intention. Anyway, let's get over to some of the research for today. Let's head back into the Thaumonomicon and see what we're going to be scanning today. So we've got, what did we get to last time? We did the mob summoning, which kind of opened that whole area as well. I want to save the Osmotic Enchanter for later as well, which pretty much leaves just a few things here. I think we'll actually start over here with these primal elemental fire McGubbins. Yes, that seems like a good idea. And actually what I want to do, I can hear those Essentia pumps flowing. These aren't actually doing anything anymore, are they? So let's disable that and disable that. So that'll make those lamps of growth run out of power and stop sucking it up. And then the excess will just get burned off in the void jar. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started by picking up some of these purchasables. This one over here, Elemental Fire Perditio, with the flavor text Cleanup Time. So this is all coming off of the Hyper Energetic Nitor as well, by the way. So my guess right now is that it's going to be some kind of modification to the Hyper Energetic Nitor that gives it some sort of extra functionality, which would be kind of cool. So this first one here is purchasable for 5 Ignis and 5 Perditio. Let's go ahead and read about it. This fire acts like an antidote of sorts. If your elemental fires have gotten out of your control, you can set loose this specially designed flame. It will rip the magic out of elemental fire, returning it to a mundane form. Okay. I'm not sure what this means actually. Perditio imbued fire. So in order to make this, you take an entropy shard as well as Ignis Perditio and Precontatio in a crucible to get that out. Elemental fire. I don't understand. I guess it'll make sense once I research a few more of these. Let's go ahead and pick up the Elemental Fire of Ire. So this is Suspension of Disbelief. Is a useful skill. Indeedy only, for 5 air and 5 Ignis you pick that up. What does this have to say about itself? Everyone likes desserts, right? Well, this fire, when let loose on the world, turns everything into a desert. That's almost like a dessert. Good enough? Okay, so this is some kind of... turns everything into a desert. This sounds like some kind of rapid biome changer. Okay. Let's see, so that's, again, pretty cheap as well, an air shard. Righto. So, gotten out of control, you can set loose suspicion. It will rip the mag. Oh, okay. So that's like, that's your crowd control sort of situation right there. Yeah, okay, so we should have researched that one last. Anyway, let's keep going. Elemental fire terror. Enough dirt to do whatever one does with dirt. Okay. This one's a pitcher's bowl for Ignis and terror. Awesome stuff. This fire will turn a wide variety of blocks into dirt. Just about the least useful thing ever. Seriously. This is just about the least useful item ever. Turning things into dirt. Well, it could have some uses if you've got some of those tech mods that'll turn dirt into other useful materials like sand or gravel or even stone. But okay. Let's see, we've got elemental fire Ignis. Fire infused with more fire! Righto. Just 10 Ignis for this one. That's actually the most expensive single aspect one we've ever had to buy. Let's go ahead and see what it says. You have managed to enhance the destructive powers of hyper-energetic meteor. By letting this fire loose on the surface of the world, you can transmute blocks into their equivalent forms in the nether. Whoa. You can, like, turn your overworld into a nether area? So these are some sort of biome changer. I don't know if they changed the actual biome, like magical trees or, you know, silverwood trees and the eerie ruin things. If they do, it's kind of bad. I suppose you don't basically want to have nether in your overworld because then zombie pigmen and ghouls would spawn. But okay. Ignis imbued fire. I see. Well, we're gonna have to try some of this stuff out, aren't we? But we'll have to move a decent amount of space away from the base. But let's see. Elemental fire Ordo. More ingots for your ore. Oh, okay, this looks cool. Let's pick that one up. This fire, when let loose on a mountain of ores, will help you to process the ores into useful blocks of metal. While most of the ores will be consumed in a volatile fire, you will get thrice the amount of metal of mundane means of smelting. Wow, that's a cool one as well. Getting more bang for your buck, as it were. Although I think you guys, just on that note, I remember in one of the comments, it's one of the older episodes, but it's a relatively recent comment that mentioned that it was talking about how I thought that the Infernal Furnace was sort of a bit glitchy in that, you know, you put in 64 native clusters and you get out like 4 stacks of iron, or whatever it is, when you're only supposed to get like 2. Apparently there's some sort of little bonus thing where this guy, you know, makes extra iron for free basically, and that comment also said that that was mentioned in the Thaumonomicon and that I had forgotten like an idiot. Although having a read of the Infernal Furnace, it doesn't actually mention that at all, so yeah, that's just something to note as well for you guys. Okay, let's keep going here. So there's only one of these files left. Elemental Fire Aqua. Water plus fire. This should end well. For 5 Ignis and 5 Aqua, let's go ahead and pick that up. Oh, hello. So getting all 6 of those appears to have unlocked a new thing over here. Infused crops. That looks cool. Let's go ahead and pick this up. You've managed to totally invert the destructive power of fire. This fire, when let loose in the nether, will turn it into your own personal winter wonderland. Hell freezing over. But these things actually seem really cool. We're going to have to try them out. But first, I actually want to go ahead and see what this has to say. So let's go ahead and get our scribing tools and a chunk of paper in the info. Pick up that research note. Wow, that's a very nice bright blue research note for today. It's made up of aqua and peridotio. Alrighty then, let's get to it. Well, we're going to have to try and go... I think what I'll do is Tempestas first and switch over to Ire, and then we'll be able to use weak tools basically. Or maybe I should put it right there. That will probably be a better spot for the Ire actually, so let's put that there. Then what I want to do is go arbor, herba. Then we can go victus, like so, and then we'll be able to go spiritus and then mortuus. So that's a fairly simple one, but okay, that's it done. Infused crops. Oh boy. This one kind of looks cool, doesn't it? It's like a fiery seeds of some sort. Alright. You are able to create a new form of plant by infusing mundane seeds with magical shards. These seeds can create a wide variety of items. Each aspect can create a different type of item. You can only craft primal seeds. All others must be bred. When a fully grown crop is harvested, it will deposit magical residue into the soil. If a crop is grown containing high magical residue of an appropriate aspect, the two aspects will combine to form a seed of a different aspect. Oh, okay. This is pretty cool. Aspect tendencies can also be bred into crops to increase certain traits. Terra will increase the magical residue left on the soil. Ignis will aid in the creation of new aspects. Ordor will increase the bounty from a plant. Perditio will increase the seeds dropped. And Ire will allow a plant to receive other types of tendencies easier. A single plant can only have a maximum of 50 aspect tendencies. Well, there are only 48 vanilla aspects in the game, so... okay. There are two ways to give crops primal tendencies. Crops will occasionally absorb primal tendencies if planted next to plants of the appropriate aspect. However, plants can't receive more than 5 points in a single aspect in this manner. Crops will also drain tendencies from nearby crops. Okay, from nearby crops, that's kind of a bit of a weird phrase there. A crop will drain points from an adjacent crop with an equal or greater number of points. Why are there these huge spaces right here? Am I missing something in terms of pictures or something? Anyway, some plants will create special grain which can be made into potions. Earth-infused potions summon barriers between mobs that attack you. Fire-infused potions trap your enemies in a sphere of fire. Air-infused potions send your enemies up into the air. And water-infused potions chill surrounding lava. Wow, okay. Infused seeds. So that's how you get started with seed farming. Apparently there's a whole extra little mini-game here in regards to farming. Holy crap. This is awesome. So you have to make these guys. So you get one seed per one seed used and 4 shards of the specific type. Plus 32 Messis and 32 Metal. Metal is the big guy there. Messis is pretty easy to get, that just comes out of wheat. But okay. And you get a potion of ire as well, out of a imbued grain of ire, as well as aurum. Oh man, that's aurum is pretty hard to get. And a bit of ire, okay. And that's just the same for all of these various potions. Okay, they kind of have an interesting use, but can you make, like, splash potion, or do you have to, like, chug it? Well, anyway. That's awesome. This is something for a whole episode on its own, isn't it? There's, like, a whole extra little mini-game here. Infused crops. Man, I thought I had enough trouble as it was working with mana beans, but okay. That's going to have to be something that we work on over time, just like with the mana beans as well. Well, let's go ahead and get started with making a couple each of these potions. So that's just going to be some shards, as well as ignis and magic and whatever we want. So let's go ahead and get the materials together to make some of that. I reckon just a decent couple of each. Probably just more Perditio than the others. Maybe like one each of these, to be honest, is probably best. I don't want to do too much destruction of the land, as it were. But yeah, that's pretty much everything that we need. We're also going to need some ignis, so let's bring our ignis jar. Just break that off rather than request it in the system. And we're also going to need our primals as well, so let's get those. Yep. Let's see, the terror is right here. Yep. Got that. Aqua, you're coming with me. We're also going to need our magic. Yep. And Autodo is over here. There we go. Periditio as well. We're actually a bit low on Autodo, aren't we? Thankfully, we're only going to need just a couple. We've only got 10 left. I'm going to need to break down some stuff to get that going. But let's get the Ignis and magic down. I think they're going to be used for every recipe, weren't they? Okay, let's get that out of there. So let's get started. So we're going to need some of that. So you can make iron infused fire, but you can make something else as well. Oh, okay, balance shards, yeah. Dummy. We're going to need iron. Let's see, where's my iron jar? There we go. Get that out of the way. Yeah, so I think we'll go ahead and just make a couple of these on camera, but I'll go ahead and do the rest off camera, and I might even stand a few of them off camera as well. So let's see what this has got though. Okay, just sort of what you'd expect. But yeah, I guess that's pretty much what I have to do for the next little while here. So I'll be right back once I've got the rest of these crafted up. Welcome back, folks. We're just over here by one of the mountainy areas, sort of across the sea from the mesa. The mesa's that way, and we've got one of these monoliths right here. I think the Crimson Cult was around here at some point, because I remember cleaning up their banners from one of the live streams that I did recently. I'm just here getting some amber because I use most of it, in fact all of my amber, I use it pretty much as soon as I get it because it's one of the blocks that I use in my base. So it's pretty common on the surface and, sort of, the higher levels, but sort of where you're typically digging in your places, like, down at diamond level and, down in earth like that. That's not where amber spawns, which I think is kind of cool. Kind of encourages a little bit more surface exploration or higher up exploration. But anyway, the reason that I came out this far properly is because I've crafted up the rest of these files here, and you can also see as well in my inventory here I found one of these obsidian totem things. So I just decided to go ahead and break that. I mean, we've broken nodes on camera before in the past, and that's pretty much exactly what happened as soon as I broke one of the tile things. These ethereal essences popped out. But yeah, let's get started with popping down some of these thingamajobblies. I'm a little bit nervous about what's going to happen here. Man, there's a bunch of nodes down in the ground under here. Oh, there's one right here too. Let's check this out. So iron, and then this one, not particularly decent at the moment. More amber. There's a lot of stuff right here. I haven't been here very much. Yeah, but I don't think I've scanned most of these. Yeah, so I've got the Aquaterra, Ora, and Periditio ones to scan. So let's throw those on the ground, and I'm sure by now you guys have picked up on what rule number 1 of Thaumcraft is. Well, that's right, it's scan stand. I think there's a funny little trick where you can hold it down and it scans a little bit faster, yeah. So there we go, we just got a massive amount of research points, although because we have so many research points, it's actually only giving us 1, which is one of the features of 4.2 if I remember correctly. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started with what the heck these things even do. I don't think we can use the water one here. We'll have to go into the nether to try that one out. So this first one here, Ire, is going to turn the place into a desert, supposedly. Alright cows, enjoy your last grass, because we're about to turn this baby into a desert. Okay. That's a yellow fire. And nothing else is happening! Okay, it's grown in size, it's now a 3x3. No, it's getting bigger. Is the biome changing at all? No, the biome isn't changing. It still says extreme hills, man. Well, there's your thumbnail. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, there we go. There's sand right there. It still says extreme hills. Oh my goodness. This is worse than I thought. How far will this spread? I'm going to let it spread for a decent amount of time here, but... And of course we always have the Periditio on hand if things go a little bit crazy. I made sure to make tons of that just in case things go a little bit crazy. Now let's get that back out. Yeah, it's not actually changing the biome, it's just making blocks. Oh man. I don't hope... We're still recording at 30 frames per second here, but that might change soon. Oh my gosh. Oh, cow! Wait, the cow's not burning! Wait, is this harmless? Oh, it is! Oh, okay, you don't get hurt when you're in here. That's kinda cool. Okay, this is spreading quite rapidly here. Is there a max size? Well, this is probably as good a time as any to get the time lapse going and see how big this baby goes. This thing is still spreading. I thought it would have stopped by now, but this is the real deal. Now it looks like we're actually getting pretty close to nighttime here too. I did bring a bed with me just in case events like that happened, and it looks like that's the case. Is it going to spread, like change the water? Probably not. I guess this is already sand here, so there's not much to change. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I think we've sort of seen what this desert effect can do. Let's go ahead and pop down one of these Peridictium viewed fires and see what happens. There we go. Okay, so that's just gonna spread like crazy and turn that all back into normal fire. Oh wow. And that creates a bunch of lighting updates as well. But apparently this fire doesn't give off light. Well, there you go, the more you know. Wow. That's just completely decimated this area. Hold the phone. This is actually turning back into grass, isn't it? Oh no, it's only the ones that were on fire. Okay, so basically my understanding here is that if the fire dies, it turns the block into sand, okay? And if the fire is still going, the block underneath is still grass, I see. So, how far underground did that go? It looks like it's just the epidermal layer, the scientist in me wants to say. Well, anyway, guys, I've noticed that this is almost 30 minutes, pretty much 30 minutes of footage here, which is a bit longer than what I wanted to record for. So that is going to, unfortunately, have to be it for this episode of Thaumcraft 4 Addons. If you want to see what the other effects do, you're going to have to come back next time and find out. Thank you guys very much for watching. Kia kaha! And I'll see you in the next episode.